In the U.S., the disparity of economic and social conditions in Democratic areas versus Republican areas has been widening steadily for decades. Dem states are prospering. Republican states are suffering. Funny how that works. People in red states are poorer than people in blue states. Of the 10 states with the highest poverty rates, 8 are red states. People in red states have lower levels of education than people in blue states. When looking at high school completion rates, red states fall below the national average, while blue states often exceed the national average. This trend extends to college as well. Education rates and education levels are a definitive predictor of a person's lifespan, with the obvious trend being people who have more education live longer than people with less. New York and California are two of the richest blue states in the country. New Yorkers live an average of 77.7 years, and Californians live an average of 79 years. In contrast, people in Mississippi and Louisiana, two of the poorest blue states in the country, live an average of 71 years and 73.1 years, respectively. That's a lot of years. People in blue states tend to have higher rates of health insurance than people in red states. Whites in Republican counties have been losing income for 2 decades. White Republicans are much more likely to die of COVID, and white Republicans in America have more suicides, homicides, drunk driving accidents, and gun violence. And Trump didn't do shit for them. During his presidency, the Dem/Republican gap per capita divide increased. This trend is true for both urban and rural areas. You think leaders don't see this? Of course they do. But even knowing the dire straits their constituents are in, those leaders aren't inspired to help. Even the supermajority leaders who could fix shit without any opposition. Republicans want to save their seats, so they capitalize on how mostly manipulatable poor, angry men can be. Poor, angry men who need someone to blame are loyal to whoever feeds their anger. Republicans are perpetuating their grift by tossing stakes to the people most likely to impulsively take action to avenge perceived injustices. The chilling result of Republicans turning politics into the game of fooling the angry guys to like them is that they've created a monster. And Republican leaders know it. Meanwhile, in blue state America, Democratic districts are prospering. Dems are seeing the inevitable progress that grows from progressive ideas. Republicans are trusting the same crooks, criminals, and scumbags to deliver different results, and blaming the Democrats for having too much agency. It's such a dumb fable. The sad, mad ones can't stand the glad ones. The same ones can't handle the changing ones. It's like one of those awful parents who can't stomach being alone, so they hamper their child's ability to launch. Republicans couldn't give a rat's ass about their constituents' lives. They're too busy running a propaganda campaign to a self-captivated, gullible audience of voters who don't have any idea that they could bank on the overwhelming likelihood that their lives would improve if they just looked at the evidence and voted for Democrats. Yeah. Well, Republicans, have the day that you deserve.